The idea of minority government or the confidence and supply arrangement, that seems to be gone now. It's coalition with Lib Dem ministers in the cabinet. Beyond that, well, the Conservatives are offering a referendum on the alternative vote system. Labour are saying we'll introduce it now and have a referendum on AV+.
So that means that whatever happens, whatever the outcome here, there's a good chance that this place is going to change forever.
There is a good chance, but you have to bear in mind that given that Labour and the Liberal Democrats don't actually add up to 326 seats, that means they don't have an overall majority. Can Labour actually deliver all their MPs to vote for electoral reform, given that already people are piping up and saying, well, we don't actually like the idea, we quite like first past the post. And the other thing is that Labour, there is a school of thought within Labour who think, well, can we not just maybe take some time out, regroup, remodel, we're a tired party, we need to think again, and let's face it, some very, very nasty decisions are going to have to be made, very tough decisions involving spending cuts. Why don't we let the Lib Dems and the Tories carry the can?
But the truth is, as we've seen tonight, all of the political parties have people within them, groupings if you want, who have objections to others who might be part of that coalition.
Absolutely, yes, but that's the nature. I mean, you've got to bear in mind that although this result has produced a very confused Parliament, that, if you look at the opinion polls, most people wanted a hung Parliament. This is what happens in hung Parliaments. This is what you get.
But I wonder whether or not the public might become a little bit bored of all of this if it goes on for much longer.
Well, the interesting thing is we simply don't know. There were a couple of bits of conventional wisdom which everybody said was going to happen. One was there'd be terrible pressure on these politicians because the 24-hour news beast had to be fed. Well, the 24 hours news beast just kind of wandered about and interviewed itself until something happened. They've been very good at keeping it very tight. And the other bit of conventional wisdom was, oh dear, when the markets open on Monday morning, it'll all go tonto and everything will melt down and it'll be terrible. Exactly the opposite happened. So the conventional wisdom isn't actually very wise at all. And
Scotland's role in all of this? We heard earlier from Angus Robertson of the SNP, very keen to have a role, but whether or not there will be one for them is still a moot point.
Well, Scotland has a role simply because the Labour Party, 1/6 of its MPs in there are from Scotland. 1/5 of the Lib Dem parliamentary group is from Scotland. They represent Scottish seats. That means, though, that the SNP are the party who could stand to gain if things go wrong, because they're already saying it effectively. They're saying, did you vote Lib Dem to get the Tories? Alternatively, they can stand back and say, well, look, Labour, we offered you a chance for a progressive alliance and you stood back and went into opposition. The feeble 41, anyone?
OK, well, Ken MacDonald, thank you very much indeed for that. It's been a fascinating day, as we say here at Westminster. I think tomorrow might be equally fascinating too. Back to you, David.
Gary, many thanks.